We're here, Coffee and Learn with Denise Fernandes. I'm so excited to introduce you Beth Manning. She's a 5-star realtor, a very successful coach, and she's going to share her knowledge, her story. I'm so excited that you're here. Beth, share us your story with us.
Good morning, Denise from Salt Lake City, Utah. So great to be here. Thank you for inviting me today. So kind. I'm always happy to be here. And I always love to do coffee Zooms. I have to tell, they're my favorite morning times, coffee Zooms. They're my favorite 100%. So
We just learned so much from this. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us.
Oh, of course. I don't even know where to start. There's so much involved.
When do you start? Where are you at now?
Okay. So I made a midlife career change about 5 years ago. I moved from tech. I always did startups in the Silicon Valley. Visual effects animation software was kind of my expertise. And I really just wanted to stay in my local community. I had moved to Salt Lake City and I didn't really know anybody because I was either working in my basement for the company or I was flying out meeting clients. And I was kind of getting burnt out. I had some very long hours and I just decided, well, what else could I do where I could learn or meet people? And I'm like, oh my God, why not real estate? So I've always liked, going to open houses and things of that nature. And I just jumped in and I kind of put my back to the wall. I quit my job and I just cranked out the hours and I just jumped into real estate hard and fast. And I know you're a newer agent. Are you on 2 years now?
Yes, I'm on a first year actually. I was an agent in 2008, and then my broker unfortunately left town, and he just left town and left me with the office in my hands, and I didn't know what to do. And of course, he ended up closing the office like 6 months later. And then I have a cleaning business, and I was dedicated all my time and all these years on the cleaning business.
Yeah.
And last year I met Tracy Gagnon, and she's like, you realtors get free with EXP. And I was like, no realtors get free. I was burnt out. I'm definitely not going to start this. And then I read her book, Billionaire Mindset. And it's just a click on my mind. And I was like, I can do this. I'm going to give one more shot, one more try. Yeah. And then after that was just history. We ended up doing 19 transactions last year. I have 5 deals going on right now. So I'm just happy.
And are you a solo agent or do you have a partner?
My husband, it's my partner, because after 3 months was so much contract that I needed to do. And I was like, oh gosh, I need help on the background. Yes, he's more, more a tech guy, and he works with the contracts and stuff like that. So you're doing great. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you're having a lot of success. So whatever you're doing, certainly keep doing. What I have found in some of my coaching, the hardest thing for people is to change their mindset. This is not a job. If you are used to sitting back and getting a paycheck, punching in and punching out, unless you have fire in your belly, unless you really want more, every single business that we get, we go and find. I mean, that's just how it is here. Some of the people that I'm working with right now, I'm like, what are you doing sitting at home? Real estate is a contact sport. It is more of a contact sport than football. You've got to get out. You've got to meet people. You've got to touch people. You've got to hand your business card to people. You have to be involved in your community. I mean, it's most especially when you're first starting out. You probably have to put yourself out there so much more than you will want to your very first couple years.
It's true.
Because here on year 5 now, it's different. Year 1 and 2, I was doing open houses, 3 to 4 open houses a weekend. I was so tired, but I didn't know anyone really in Salt Lake City when I moved here, except I had a brother that lived in Salt Lake City. My other brother lived north of me, but I didn't really know anyone. And all of my transactions those first year, there was 12 those first year, all of them came from open houses.
Oh, wow. That's a good tip, Beth. That's a really good tip.
All of them did. And here's the thing, sometimes I go on open houses with newer agents, I help man them because I want them to see how I interact. You can't just you've got to know a little bit about your house, for God's sakes. I mean, it's amazing, when you go to open houses and someone's like, well, I don't really know, the agent that's manning the open house. I'm like, at least talk to the listing agent, your colleague, and
Yes.
ask them to tell you the top five things about the house, and not square footage, because anyone could look up square footage. Something different. Just talk about those five things, you know. But, real estate is not for the lazy. It's not for the undisciplined. Not at all.
It's so true. And you are so successful. You also a coach and you mentor others, which I love about it. Can you
Mm.
share a little bit more? What do you tell on your coach sections? And
Yeah, well, I was actually just most recently thinking I need to alter my kind of program, if you will, because I really do an approach that's more geared towards that person. I have some basic concepts and things and some daily, weekly things I encourage them to do, but I'm not their parent. I'm not their employer. I am there to help ignite them if they want to. And I think that again is another mind shift. It's a very different flip that we have to switch in our brain as a business owner, because as a realtor, you are a business owner. And I think it forces you to grow up very quickly as well. And a lot of, people that are not having success, they just drop out. And honestly, they probably should. But give it a good try. Hook up with a mentor, hook up with a coach at least before you throw it out the window, because you do work hard for your license. You do put in time. You adjust your whole life. If you're, a parent, you adjust your schedule to try this new venture. But I have just found that sometimes, the local brokerage needs to get better at mentorship.
so glad you're part of EXP, that we have so many options and, and coaches and life. The support is there.
Yeah, 1,000%. And honestly, I didn't want to make this an EXP pitch. What I really just wanted to say is there's so many different ways to run a business. And, I didn't come from real estate, and I've only been in 5 years, but I feel like sometimes brokerages need to be more open and forward thinking and approach things a little differently. And just because we did something one way doesn't mean we need to do it today. The market in 2023 is so different when I first got involved 5 years ago. So we need to change our leadership skills and our leadership, processes and our support of our agents. And, I feel that where I am now, 1,000% supports my forward thinking nature. I'm a very out of the box thinker. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm also the same way. I'm so glad I joined EXP because they make you think outside the box, to be honest with you.
It's very true. I'm working with a newer agent who came on board with my organization. And it's really hard sometimes for people if you have not worked online, if you haven't worked from home. Of course, we don't do that with our clients. We're face to face with them, helping them buy and sell. But as far as the admin and the structural support behind the scenes for us, it is a different concept if you have not done it before. I've been, working from home for, over 25 years. I started working from home when people thought it was really weird to work from home,
Now it's so common, yes.
Yeah, it's definitely so common. So what are some of the things you are experiencing? So you're 1 year in, already 19 deals under your belt. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Do you have any particular challenges or struggles at the moment?
You know what? I think I found my family, to be honest with you. Like EXP is just the support is right there for me. I just, so of course, I don't want to, like you said, sound is just EXP cheesy, but it's just like if I have any problems, like if I have any concerns, everybody's just so willing to share their knowledge and help me grow. Like I can reach anyone. I can reach Amy McGregor. It's not even on my downline. I can reach Gogo. I had a conversation with Gogo and text her like, I need this help. I need a TC. I need this. And they always there to help us. So yes, it's not easy. It's not always like, oh my gosh, it's flowering. You need to get up in the morning and need to have a mindset, what I'm going to achieve today, what I'm going to do this week, that it's going to be better for next week. And I always plan on Thursdays, my week ahead. Of course, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. Sometimes it doesn't go the way that I planned the day, but I just strive for the best. So I think the mindset and the mentality, like, what is my next transaction? Who else I can help with, to get the deal done. So I always wake up like that. So I think that's a, life change.
Yeah. And it's so interesting. Moms are powerful. You moms are powerful. You moms have so many different skills that could absolutely make impact in your real estate business. You're CEOs, you are schedulers, you are committed to projects, you're committed to seeing things through. I mean, when your kid signs up for soccer and it's 4 months of 2 nights a week, practice plus Saturday or Sunday games, you're committed, you're in 100%, right? You're taking your child, rain or snow, right? You're taking your child to that particular practice. Those skills easily translate into real estate, managing people, managing time. And I always like to, moms, I keep telling all of my mom colleagues and clients that I work with, keep in your mom world. Do not go outside of your mom world. There's so many prospects and so many events and so much community already there. So try and position yourself as the go-to. And it doesn't have to be real estate and you're always talking about real estate. I mean, maybe you're putting together a preferred vendor list and maybe you're offering that. Maybe someone says, God, I'm looking for a painter. Position yourself as the go-to. Oh, by the way, here's my preferred vendor. Give them this, I don't know, some sheet of paper or something that has all your preferred vendors on it, or just start positioning yourself as the go-to for everything. It doesn't have to be sold. Everyone's posting sold pictures on there. I mean, people know you're in real estate, they already know.
It's so true. Yes.
They already know. It's like, God, that's like the most boring feed ever. I mean, honestly, it's like, okay, is there anything else going on in your life? Like, who are you? Because here's the thing, the clients are watching. If you're only doing pictures of houses and solds and under contracts, they really don't get to know you better. They want to know you. They want to like you. They want to trust you. Post a picture of your dog, some of the fun things you do on a Saturday, or I don't know, change things up. Just become more human in your mom community, or post about like the crazy Saturday where everything goes wrong.
I know. You should have seen my picture yesterday with my son on the grocery store. It's just like me with a huge car holding him inside. It was just like life,
It's life. It is life. Yeah, it is life. It's crazy, but it's good. How's the real estate market your way? Are things changing or shifting a little bit?
It is shifting a little bit, but you know what? I'm so happy that it shifted a little bit to a buyer's market, because last year, man, we submit offers and then like 80,000 more, and we didn't got the house, the deal. Like right now, I think like we as a realtor and the buyer can breathe and say, okay, I can ask for seller concession. I can ask for drop the price a little bit. I have time to submit this offer, which was last year was just like so crazy.
Yeah, no, that was a very difficult, at least in our market, 18 months. I felt for the people that we would try and try and try. I had one client, we made 12 offers before we got them under contract.
I'm sure, like we did the same, and we leased the houses and we sold less than 24 hours. I think it was like,
it was really bananas, and I guess the one thing it was a learning chapter, I feel like, in real estate too. And as a community of realtors, I remember seeing offers coming over some of my clients where they're skipping due diligence. Earnest money is non-refundable upon acceptance, like $25,000. But I think as an industry, we should never skip due diligence. We should never encourage our clients to not have the opportunity for an inspection to be competitive in the market. Like, that's so silly. Who would do that?
Mm-hmm. It is.
I guess if you have a lot of money and you're very wealthy, you don't care because you could throw money at a problem. but the majority of people aren't,
Yeah.
and they really should have the opportunity to inspect a home. So I'm glad those days are over, the non-inspection, crazy non-refundable earnest money. That makes me happy.
Yeah. Me
It
too.
makes my clients happy too.
Yes, yes. So thank you so much, Beth. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us this morning?
Gosh, I wouldn't even know where to begin. I could talk forever and ever, amen. So no, just thank you so much for having me on. It was a pleasure. And, if I can be of support to anyone, I mean, they're certainly welcome to reach out, Realtor Beth Manning on Instagram. So
Information is going to be below when we post the video.
hey,
Okay.
wonderful. Thank you for inviting me. It was wonderful having coffee with you today.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks so much. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.